What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and I just got done watching episode 5 of the final season, season 7 of Star Wars The Clone Wars, entitled Gone Without a Trace. Now, this has been highly anticipated for a couple of different reasons. The first, obviously, being that it's Ahsoka's first appearance in this final season. This is after she has left the Jedi Order, and is now on her own in the underworld of Coruscant. And this entire arc is entitled Ahsoka's Walkabout. And that's what it's about. It's about Ahsoka going through Coruscant after leaving the Jedi and kind of dealing with the fallout of that. One of the other reasons it's been talked about a lot is because two of the characters I'm showing you right next to Ahsoka. Now, these characters are Trace Martez and Rafa Martez. Trace is in the middle. Rafa is right on top of my head, basically. And these are new characters for this. Now, when people say, "Oh, these are exactly what George Lucas had envisioned. These are exactly what George Lucas has planned," that's not necessarily true, because we know that they've changed a couple things in the Bad Batch arc. This is a much bigger deal than any of those changes that we saw in the first 4 episodes, because originally it was supposed to be a character named Nix Okami, and we specifically had Dave Filoni talking about how it was a love interest of Ahsoka. We had Ashley Eckstein saying that Ahsoka had a boyfriend called Nix Okami. We've heard them talking about this at Star Wars Celebration. I'll let you listen to it right here.
Mm-hmm. And here Ahsoka meets a scoundrel by the name of Nix Okami. Mm-hmm. And we have some art of him here.
Yeah, it's cool. Go ahead, keep on.
Well, I mean, what's interesting, and I hesitate to bring this up because it sets the internet afire all the time, right?
Okay.
So I know there's a contingent here that have a very strong opinion regarding Ahsoka and Lux.
Oh.
Well, she must have a thing for people whose names end with X, because Ahsoka and Nix, they get kind of close in this arc.
They did, yeah, that's true. Nix Okami, and he's got a great jacket with a wolf on the back of it.
Of course.
And you can see that straight away. He's got style. Nix was also an attempt. I wanted to have an Asian male lead in Clone Wars, and he was going to be kind of a character bringing that to the forefront, which I was really excited about. And also, like, as far as anything romantic with the character, which I explored a little bit with Lux.
I feel like we're beating around the bush here.
What is that?
Ahsoka had a boyfriend for a hot minute, and his name is Nix Okami.
Is that what you said? That, not me.
So when people found out that Nix Okami was no longer there, this Asian male lead that Dave Filoni had so wanted to put in place had been replaced by 2 Latina sisters. It kind of made everyone's head spin for a second, because why are you replacing a love interest, a male love interest, with 2 females? What exactly is the reason for that? So people have been on the look for what this could mean. Now let me go ahead and give you my spoiler-free thoughts about this episode before we actually get into a summary. As far as anything between Ahsoka and either of these sisters, there's nothing overtly out there that would suggest that they have any romantic involvement. Now, there might be people that are reaching for things right now and seeing things, and to be honest, those things might be there. We could see them in future episodes, because this is not the last we'll see of them. But I think people have a good reason to be concerned when a love interest does get replaced, gender swapped and replaced for some random reason. But I didn't see anything that would indicate that that's for sure something that'll happen. They are friends. They are getting close and being friends. And the whole point of this episode, I guess, is to show how Ahsoka's dealing with being out from the Jedi Order. But one of my problems was there seemed to be much more character development for these 2 characters you don't know anything about, rather than the character we do care about, which is Ahsoka. I felt lacking with any information we got on Ahsoka, like how long she had been gone from the Jedi, why exactly she's still on Coruscant, what exactly she's trying to do with her life, and what are the ramifications for her using the Force or not. Obviously, they're trying to show that Ahsoka still has the morals of a Jedi, but just can't be a Jedi anymore. So overall, I thought this episode was very boring, and there was not a lot involved. I would say the worst of the first 5 episodes of the Clone Wars so far. However, let's get into spoilers. Now, like I said, you jump right into this without any real idea of how long it's been for Ahsoka. She's just riding a speeder bike through Coruscant. It malfunctions. She crashes. happens to crash right into Trace Martez's mechanic shop where she fixes a bunch of stuff. She's a mechanic. And that's very lucky for Ahsoka because she has all the tools and everything to help her build her speeder bike back up so she can carry about her business. They develop a friendship. Trace Martez says you can stay here basically as long as you're able to pay for the stuff you need eventually. And they build a friendship discussing things. She finds out that Trace Martez isn't exactly happy about the Jedi and their role in the war. Doesn't really believe they're trying to end the war. So maybe that gives Ahsoka a little bit of, wow, this is what normal people are feeling. And I think that's what this whole thing is supposed to be about, just getting Ahsoka acclimated to what normal people feel like. But like I said before, you didn't get a whole lot of information from Ahsoka. This is mainly about Trace and Rafa and their lives, and Ahsoka's just kind of involved in it. Now, she's there. She knows that Trace is obviously tight on money here at the shop. She knows that Trace has an older sister named Rafa who also runs their business with them. And you get a couple people that are coming in exactly like, and I will show you this. This is the Nix Okami footage that was cut. This is basically the exact same scene, just now with Trace there instead, where someone comes in, they say, hey, give me my money that you owe me. And they start roughing Nix up. Of course, this time it was Trace, not Nix, and Ahsoka eventually steps in and saves the day, without revealing that she is a Jedi. So then they go and address Rafa. They say, hey, Rafa, what the heck? Why is this guy coming here? Did you take money from him? And she says, yeah, we took money from him because we need it. Now we need another job. Rafa is basically completely money hungry. Will do anything it takes to make sure that her and her sister have enough money to get by in this world. Oh, I forgot to mention something. The shop is on Star Wars or on Coruscant level 1313. So they always like to tease us. Whenever they go into Underworld, it's like level 1311, level 1312. Now it's level 1313 to tease us with that canceled video game. So there it is. But anyway, they take a contract from a Twi'lek who wants them to build droids. Ahsoka and Trace build these droids. Ahsoka reminds Trace, make sure you put the restraining bolt on, but Trace forgets, and one of these droids goes wild. The next 5 to 10 minutes is them tracking down this droid and stopping it from rampaging around the sector. Eventually, of course, it does get done, but when that happens, the basically lift car that they've captured this droid to starts falling off the edge with Trace hanging on. And Ahsoka has to drop down, quickly grab the winch, run it over, turn the winch on to try to pull it back up. And as it's pulling back up and saving Trace and this droid, it malfunctions and starts to go down. And Ahsoka, to this point, has not used the Force yet in this episode. She's made it a point not to. We don't really understand the ramifications of why she's not. That's not really laid out. You can only assume that there would be some kind of repercussions from the Jedi or from someone else for realizing that she might be a Jedi if she does use the Force. But in a low-key way, she uses the Force, pulls up the car. Trace doesn't see it. One little child that's there sees her use the Force. That's it. And saves the day. They bring the droid back, tell Rafa, hey, these droids can hurt people, don't sell them. Rafa sells them anyway. And there's a little scene at the end where Trace and Ahsoka are kind of, bonding a little bit over a drink. Again, nothing overtly romantic or anything like that. We will see where that goes. Trust me, if I see something like that, I will be the first to let you know. Because that's what we're all wondering. Why these people were gender swapped. Why this Asian male lead was transformed into 2 Latina females. Doesn't really make much sense. But that's basically the end of the episode. The end of the episode leaves with Ahsoka saying, I need to go fix my bike so I can get out of your hair. And Trace says, come on, let me help you. And they go back. Now, we know this is not the end of Trace and Rafa Martez. They will be further involved in this Ahsoka's walkabout arc. But as far as this episode, it just seemed like straight filler and not a whole lot of building for Ahsoka at all. And which is fine. Like, Clone Wars has a lot of filler episodes. There's nothing wrong with filler episodes necessarily. But the Clone Wars seasons are usually like 23, 22 episodes long. This is not. This is 12 episodes. And you decided to give us 2 Ahsoka arcs. You could have given us the Anakin Obi-Wan Utapau arc instead of this Ahsoka's walkabout arc, but you didn't. I think I would have loved to see that. That was, again, like the Bad Batch, released in unfinished cuts. You could have given us that. But instead, you wanted to give us 2 whole Ahsoka arcs in this final season. And I think that this one was really boring. We'll see. Maybe it's just leading to something else. But for me, just didn't do it. You guys know I'm not a big Ahsoka fan or anything, but just based on this episode, I was falling asleep while watching it. Literally. And I didn't watch it late at night. I waited till I woke up in the morning to watch it. And it was just meh. Not very good. But I want to know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about this episode? Did you think there was anything between Ahsoka and Trace? Like I said, I didn't see anything. There might be people that are reaching for something, but overall, like I said, I think they're reaching. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode and the future, what we're going to see next in TCW season 7, the final season. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.